Guys, we have done it. I believe this is the first clear ever of 324 no power of dominance without zilch, zero Lady Alex. Lady Alexandra was not used. How did we get it done? We used Erlong Shen. So Erlong Shen is the key answer so far that I have found to defeating 324 without Lady Alex. It's a very tall task. And as you can see here behind me, the heroes used are very good. We've got some awakenings. I'll show you the gear at the end. The gear is very good. This is not an official guide, though if you have a very advanced account, you can certainly follow it. This is supposed to be a showcase of Erlong Shen's power and a certain kind of strategy that can defeat 324 without Lady Alex. Because to this point, I'm pretty sure no one has ever done it without her. If I'm incorrect that someone has posted a video about it or something, I've never seen one, let me know. I'll shout them out in the comment section. But let's get into this.
Fastidious.
Fastidious.
I'm going to show you the end of the run very quickly right now so you can see the glory. There's the fallen squid, and there is, in just 1 second, the victory with 3 full stars. I actually want to start by showing you the damage, and then I want to talk about how I developed this strategy. And I need to give an enormous thank you to Behemoth, aka Chris, because the entire idea to do this was his. A lot of this strategy was his idea, but most importantly, the key moment that unlocked this strategy, that was entirely his idea. So I will shout that out when it happens. But huge shout out to Behemoth, aka Chris, or Chris, aka Behemoth. I'll put a link to his channel, though he's not technically, he calls himself not a content creator, but he makes really cool showcases and he helps me a lot behind the scenes. So I'm going to link him, show him some love. Unbelievable stuff. But here you go, the first ever clear. And look at this, no Lady Alex. Look at the damage. Erlong Shen, he's going to be run, as you're going to see here, without a Piercer Lord. We can actually bring only 4 other Piercers with Yovar, and we have 6 total Piercers, Yovar and 5 others. So he's doing all this without a Lord, and you can see he's still putting up unbelievable damage, but he's bringing so much more than that. All the damage done by Sargok and Silas is significantly enhanced by his amazing defense break and his amazing vulnerabilities. So it's just really phenomenal stuff. There you go. Let me show you the key skills, and then let's head right into the battle. You can see I'm cutting over to footage. This was painstakingly difficult to do. The amount of patience and little bits of luck and perfect timings, it was too much for me to confidently do live in a video, so I've pre-recorded it, but it's a nice slow piece of footage. You can see just over 8.5 minutes, almost 9 minutes. So I'll take you through it. I'll explain all the key moments, but yeah, I just wanted to get that out of the way. I will also say I did leave some optimization on the table, and I believe I can get this taken down a notch in the future, but as it stands now, this is just really sweaty, really difficult. Maybe this will inspire some of you, and you can let me know if you find ways to scale it back. But for now, the main goal of this video, and really this run, was to showcase the strength of Erlang Shen and to correctly test Behemoth's theory that we can beat 324 using Erlong Shen and bringing no Lady Alex. So why is Erlong Shen so good for this? You absolutely need someone in the middle tanking to draw the aggro so they're not focusing your marksmen. So whether that's Yuri or Calypso or Silas, Sargok, we're bringing Silas and Sargok here, you need someone in the middle. They need to be tanky and they need to bring some damage ideally, especially if you're not using Lady Alex. The thing that's extra that previously, yeah, maybe you would have liked, but you didn't need because you couldn't really get it, was debuffing. And he's bringing all the things I just discussed, plus amazing debuffing. So when it comes to the damage, you can see we've got multi-target, 5-target AoE on the basics. We have revved up ults. Every 4 basics, he's going to send his Howling Celestial Dog. When you're ulting, it's his enhanced Howling Celestial Dog. That guy is going to deal damage and then multi-target damage. And it just comes out to a very solid amount of DPS. But it doesn't stop there. I said you need DPS and tankiness. Well, obviously he is a defender, though basically he's coded like a really good AoE anti-air fighter. And if we want to talk about damage and anti-air one more time, we're about to talk about the tankiness that comes from this passive. But the first part, Erlong Shen is dealing enhanced damage to airborne targets, which is every target in this fight, 35% with max skill ups. But then the tankiness comes from, he is a tank. For a non-tank, a non-defender, he doesn't have the tankiest base stats, almost 23,000 HP, just over 3,000 defense. But for a fighter, that's pretty dang tanky, and I kind of just think of him as a fighter. But then a lot of tankiness comes from two other places. One, he's really hard to kill because the extra attacks that the Howling Celestial Dog brings from the talent, each one of those is going to be a 15% restoration of his health. And also, part of the reason his HP is so low is when he is ulting, he is increasing his max HP and attack by 20%. The attack is nice for the DPS, but increasing that max HP by 20% is pretty huge. So we went for a major DPS build here. I'll show you now. HP is only at 33.3k. Defense, we didn't get any extra. It's basically sitting there just under 3,100. But because we're getting 20% more, that's over 6,000 additional HP. And that is sufficient. With all the healing he's bringing from that passive, he is plenty tanky enough. Now, those are the two things I said you need. But what is the bonus he brings that makes this run possible without Lady Alex? Well, it's his amazing debuffs. So every time his Celestial Dog is inflicting damage, which remember is every 4 basic attacks, this is contingent upon there being at least 2 targets in his range, but his range is freaking huge. Let me actually take a moment to show that now. He's got that Arrogance Zeala 2 range here, but then when he ults, it is just enormous. 3x4 with an extra 3 column on the right and the left. Really crazy stuff. So whenever there are 2 targets in that range and you have a lot of these airborne targets coming at you, he can send that dog out and you can get the defense break. And it ties for the biggest defense break in the game, minus 30% defense. It lasts 7 seconds. So if you get him pretty fast, like we have him here, not insanely fast, you know, this is super endgame content, but it is quite fast at 5'11" using the artifact boost. We'll go over that in one moment. He's fast enough that you keep crazy uptime on that defense break. He also brings another key debuff, and that's going to be when he is ulting, he puts out Heaven's Gaze, and when Heaven's Gaze is on a target continuously for the 20 seconds it lasts, he will maintain physical and magic damage vulnerability. So the key thing here is that physical damage vulnerability. This is just a 1.2x multiplier on physical damage. Combine that with the increased damage to begin with from the defense break. He is enabling Sargok, himself, and Silas, that's the specific comp we're using here, to deal so much more damage. And that makes up for the fact that we're not bringing the best hero in the game for this content, Lady Alex. So there you basically have it. I said I'd mention the artifact. We are using his exclusive maxed out. We do have some nice rolls on it. For now, we're just trying to get it done, and we did. It took a lot, as you can see, but we did it. We absolutely did. Finally, with Awakenings, we had him at A3. Now that I've done it, I'm very confident we can make this happen at A1. Could we do it at A0? I think with this exact current strat, we'd have to figure something else out, which I'm hoping we do soon enough. I think this is the first step to a crazy new solution for 324 that many players can do. But we did A3. I do think we need the A1 for the extra rage with all the kills. There are a lot of kills. It's any kill in his range too, not just kills he does. All right, that is enough background. Let's get into it. Let me showcase the run and let us begin. All right, so 324, you'll see here in the top right, Power of Dominance is off for the whole run. We start by placing Dallin, we need some costs, and then as soon as we can, we're going to place Sargok here, pointed up. The reason we do this is we want to be able to ult with Sargok as quickly as possible. We are going to wait to ult until we've done the Diao switch, switching Diao Chan from white mode to black mode, so she's giving inspiration, and then the increased effects with damage and penetration from her passive. So there you go. We ult with Sargok. He's hitting incredibly hard. Now we put Silas down. He's an exclusive. He's in his exclusive, and we're putting Alora down. She's in her exclusive. I will say a key thing for this specific strategy is Alora's exclusive gear. The key thing it brings is when she ults, she maintains her invisibility. Normally, when Alora ults, she loses her invisibility. That's a condition. With this exclusive piece of gear, that is thrown out the window, so she can just stay invisible the entire fight. That's the only way we can get away with having her out here so early all the time. And there's one quick important trigger we always have to do when these guys start moving, and we need her to stay invisible for that. So you do need her exclusive gear for this comp. You can see also Dallin, her job obviously is just bringing cost regeneration, though she's in a morale set, so we try to keep her down as often as possible. She is in a lucky coin, though we never trigger it at the beginning of the battle. So you can do this without the lucky coin triggering. That gives you the chance for increased cost when she generates costs. But as you'll see in this video, the whole first half of the fight, when we need her to trigger it, she doesn't. So we're still able to do it. It's just a lot sweatier. As you do this over and over, and this will take you so many attempts if you choose to try to do it, when you get those lucky coin hits, it is a lot easier to get the battle started. You can get Erlong Shen out so much quicker. Now we go for Aylin here. Aylin's pretty key because she's an AoE healer, which helps, but also she's very low cost at only 6 cost. Now we ult with Silas as this guy starts to move, and Silas is ready. He gets that kill, but now this guy's already moving. Silas is only just moving over. So this is a really tricky timing thing. We're going to go in, and we're going to place Kai. Kai is really good here because he brings enough AoE damage, but also his passive boosts the damage dealt during his ultimate by all the other marksmen on the field. Very helpful. So we're going to place him. He's going to draw the aggro of this guy, because if this guy went for Silas, we'd be screwed. He draws the aggro, and he's just tanky enough to take a second hit. There, before the boss started her countdown for her next move, Abyssal Command 2, her previous move was Ascend 2. And this is where she randomly targets 3 of the enemies. And those are your guys, right? And it is random. So she did not target Kai. If she did, he would be dead before we're able to put Elwyn down. If we had been lucky with Dallin on a lucky coin trigger, we would have already had Elwyn down and it wouldn't be the end of the world. However, here, if she does target Kai, she doesn't in this run. If she did, we'd have to start over. Actually, the run right before this, she did target Kai. But you'll see, if she didn't target him, we can put Elwyn down. Elwyn's great for keeping Kai healed up, putting the buff upon him from her set, and of course, giving rage to the entire battlefield. So we're getting settled in now, and we're coming up close on, I mean, so much of this run is Behemoth's brainchild, but we're coming up on what I believe to be his true stroke of brilliance. So buckle up for that. Here come the first bunch of units from the top left. This happens twice. You see Sargok's ready to ult, but you have to ult with Kai first. Let me rewind just 1 second. You have to ult with Kai first so he can give the increased damage dealt by marksmen during the ultimate and the time after to Sargok when Sargok goes to ult. You'll see we're getting ready to pick up Dallin as well. Dallin, when you retrieve her, she's 10 costs, so you get half back. That's 5 costs. That brings us from 12 to 17, which means we're nearly ready to deploy Erlong Shen. So we're going to place him, and then immediately we're going to ult with Kai. And now we can ult with Sargok, and he has the boost from Kai. So those two are going to target because Erlong Shen wasn't placed yet, but they can take the 1 hit. They just can't take multiple. You can see Kai dealt a good amount of damage. Now Erlong Shen comes in, and look at this. So that's the Heaven's Gaze that's on the boss. He placed it on, so the entire 20 seconds that this is on the boss has physical damage vulnerability on her. She also has magic damage, but the key thing here is the physical damage vulnerability. Now Erlong Shen's going in, lots of hits. He's putting out Radiant Erosion. That is from his Awakenings. That we can put out a little with his ultimate as well, I should say. But you can put out more with Awakenings. We got Bleed from Sargok, and then what's that symbol here? That's a defense break. So now we've got a defense break that Erlong Shen's bringing to the table. He triggered his talent, the dog went out and landed a defense break. We focus on the right, Alora's chipping away at this big squid, and we have a key piece of timing coming in 1 second, and we also have the big, amazing breakthrough by Behemoth coming on the left. Lots of stuff going on. This is a very hard fight. You can see Alora's ready to ult, but we're not going to do it yet. Yes, Alora could ult now because she wouldn't lose her vulnerability since she has her exclusive piece of gear. However, the timing wouldn't work out for when the 4 mobs in the top right come down. So you have to time it out very, very nicely. Kai ults now. These guys have a shred of health, and this is the breakthrough by Behemoth. We're going to get that kill, and then we're going to pick up Kai. We're going to pick up Kai, and we're going to pick up Elwyn. This gives us enough deployable stuff that we can put Yovar here down. The reason we also picked up Elwyn is because we're going to want to put Dallin back out. You might be thinking you already have enough cost. Who cares? Dallin is in a morale set, and we need every extra piece of damage we can get out. So we place Yovar there. And that was what was so brilliant. I didn't think we'd be able to turn it around fast enough. Behemoth was confident, and he was 1,000% right. Just like he was 1,000% right that this was possible. When he told me, hey, let's get you on the test server, I have an idea that you can clear 324 without Lady Alex using Erlong Shen, I was like, I don't know, dude. He was insanely right. It was a lot of work, but he was insanely right. He was right about a lot of this stuff. So yeah, we take him out, and now here's the timing. As soon as this timer runs out and this guy's about to start moving or does start moving, that's when you trigger Alora, because that's when these guys from the top right start coming out. So he's going to get the extra hit on Alora. Alora's going to get the extra hit on the squid that we need. Sometimes even kills it. You'll see here, kills it. Perfect. and then moves on to the top right. We've got Yovar down here because he's going to pick off the stragglers, and now we're really settled into the run. So when we can do things, we're going to ult with Sargok, we're going to ult with Silas. Remember, Yovar gets swords whenever other marksmen ult, and he's been out for a while. So when it's finally time for him to go, he has 2 moments in this fight. He's going to have 12 swords. So yes, you need a great build on him, but he is able to do his job. Taking out all this, and you can see we're able to target the boss so much more because Erlong Shen's so good at helping kill the adds and the summons that the boss brings in front of her. So then right now, Sargok gets to focus entirely on the boss. Silas gets to focus entirely on the boss. Now Dallin's ready. Let me actually rewind so you can see that. Ready? See, Dallin's ready. We're going to put her back down. We have the morale set, so everyone gets a 6% damage boost. Or is it 4%? Everyone gets a 4% damage boost. Okay. Let's go. As soon as we can ult with Silas, we will. And you can see Alora, and she's in the best gear on the account. Of all the builds you're seeing, Alora is in the best gear. It's ridiculous. And she still can't do this on the right. So even with the buff they gave her, her exclusive gear, and her exclusive artifact, with all the investment we have in this Alora, as you'll see, she still can't clear the right side. So that's Yovar's job. And I think that's a travesty. I can't believe that's the state of the game, that this unit's designed specifically for this role, and she literally can't do it all by herself. But she does enough for this very sweaty run. Silas is ready. We're going to ult with him. Waiting for that one to die so he doesn't have to target it. Let's go. A lot of pausing. I don't remember what I was waiting for here. There we go. Yeah, probably just waiting for that one to die, or maybe just looking at Alora. All right, so you'll see we've got about half health on this, and Yovar, it's going to take everything he's got, but we're able to get it done. Hammering the ultimate. Going to target this flyer. Super slow-mo, stressing out that he's going to clip in just barely. But fortunately, he will not. You can also see over here, Erlong Shen's ult is coming back around. The A1 really helps. He's ulting almost the whole fight. That's why I'm worried this wouldn't work without A1. I do not think we needed the A3. There's the kill. Very dramatic, but we got it. Now we ult with Erlong Shen. You can see the cost down here for Elwin and Kai to come back. They're at about 10 seconds. Or the, not cost, but the redeployment time. We're getting in. Summoning more mobs. A key thing's actually about to happen. Believe it or not, Silas is going to die. However, this is right around the point in the fight where I'd be taking Silas out anyway, just as a contingency in case we needed him at the end of the fight. Turns out we don't. I learned that on this run. But we do need the extra person, right? So we picked up, to place Kai, we picked up Dallin, but we need someone when it comes to picking up Elwin. They actually end up killing Silas, but this is who we would take out here, just because he's so much lower health consistently than Sargok. So there he gets killed. Otherwise, we would have just picked him up. At 10% is when I would have picked him up. Let's get ready with Elwin. Great. You need to leave Erlong Shen down, so he's in the middle. He's tanking, drawing the damage, healing himself. Now here's that same timing we talked about before with Alora. As soon as this guy starts moving down. Very patient. Also waiting for Kai's ult to come up. Sargok's ulting. He's going to get a lot of the health gone here. We're down to 7%. Let's ult with Kai. Here we go. This is the timing with Alora now. Also getting ready for another ult with Erlong Shen. And yeah, there was a little early, but you know, when they're getting ready to move, Alora gets the kill. Good thing is, as long as he's incredibly low health, just the basic attacks from Yovar can pick him off. If you can kill it, even better. It doesn't really matter though. You just need a timeout. You need to make sure you don't ult too early so she's not getting a full ult on these guys. This is when we realize, oh my god, this could be the run. Things are getting really sweaty. The ads are down. Sargok's targeting the boss. There's the kill. Perfect. Perfect. We pick up Erlong Shen so we can get Dallin down at the end. And now this is kind of the home stretch. So as soon as we can, we are going to ult with Kai. Laura's just finishing her ult now. You can see she's killed 2. This guy's already moving. This guy's about to move. We can just kill this one guy as fast as possible so she can move on to the middle guy. We'll be in pretty good shape. We're waiting for Kai to come back around again. She is going to kill this guy on the left. Now we're going to line up the Kai ult with the increased marksman damage and also getting those kills with the Yovar ult to make sure we can get this guy killed. And this is the sweatiest part by far. That's why you're going to see this in incredible super slow-mo in just a second. But I hope you appreciate truly how sweaty this run is. Just when we need her, Dalin's down. So now we got the damage boost. We ult with Yovar right after we ulted with Kai. So he's got the marksman damage boost from Kai. He's got extra damage boost from Dalin from the morale set. And it's about as sweaty as it could be. I'm going to let this play out, but we get it done. We get it done. Yeah, after trying this for hours, this moment took years off of me and Chris's life. Let's go. And boom, those 2 arrows are going to do it. And there is the W. 31 out of 31. No one slipped through. There were so many runs here where just 1 or 2 on the right slipped through. It was very annoying, but I couldn't applaud Chris more, Behemoth, for this brilliant strategy. I mean, I'd say almost all of this was his idea. Basically all of it, seriously. So there you have it. This is the run. This is where we started the video. I'll just show you that damage one more time, and then we'll cut back to here, and I'll show you the gear. There you go. We got Sargok on top, about 100 million. Silas at 92.9. We got Laura, we got Erlang Shen, and then the Yovar with his couple little bursts. So no PoD, no Lady Alex. I believe it's the first in history. All right, let's just work our way down the line. We're going to start with Yovar. He's in the Yovar exclusive. Very nice stats. Good looking quad, but something, I mean, this is just a good endgame quad with flat attack. Then we went for Soulbound Arcana. Remember, Soulbound Arcana, the way it works, it says after the ultimate is cast, this is any ultimate by any ally. So he's down for so long, he's quickly at max stacks. We have a little bit of an extra roll there from our Darkfall gem. Let's go now. We got attack bonus, another Darkfall gem. These are the stats it took. It really is a lot. Another flat attack. He's in pretty remarkably endgame Soulbound Arcana. And then for his artifact, we have his max stat exclusive, nice attack roll, and a little attack extra from the bonus, the red crystal, the red gem. Let's go to Silas now just while we're here. You can see Silas, he's in a max stat exclusive. I think he also could work in a Blight Caller's Claw. Good rolls here on HP and attack. We actually did need that HP, a little bit extra attack. I don't think we need that 3%. Some very good Infernal Roar, looking for flat attack. But again, this is endgame content, so you're going to be using your best endgame gear. Excellent Callista breastplate. And then very solid Hex exclusive, a little less fancy than that Callista one. Let's go now to Allura. She's in her max out exclusive. Very nice rolls here, similar kind of stuff. And this is where I'd say it's at the next level. You need this. Like you just need this. We wish we had a better one, but you know, if that was flat attack or something. But you just absolutely need this piece. That, like, for this specific strategy, it just does not work. You can see after casting the ultimate, invisibility is no longer removed. And then when invisible, her attack is increased, because when she ults, she never has invisibility removed. That means the entire fight, always she's invisible, so she always has increased attack. Very excellent god tier exclusive piece of gear for this content. Now here, this is more just like a great, but not mind-blowing, just good endgame amulet. And then we got a very good Watchguard exclusive. I do prefer the Watchguard exclusive just because it's more versatile than the Star Piercer, though effectively it's the same thing for this content since everyone's airborne. The Star Piercer ring is going to give 8% increased damage to airborne targets. This is just 8% increased damage, period, but everyone's airborne, so it's a wash. Now she's got this Valkyria quad, very good. And then this very, very good Anai breastplate. She's in the best gear that you're going to see today. And it took that much, which is crazy. Kai has his exclusive amulet. This is just phenomenal. The Rage Regen absolutely does help. We got him at 22. I'd say you need at least one good Rage Regen substat roll. Good news is you don't need more than the one, but the 22%, that really helped. We got this good Iax bangle on him, and then he's in a Star Piercer piece with a little bit of HP. He needed that HP so he could hold on at that very beginning moment because we didn't get the lucky coin trigger for before Elwyn comes out, if you can remember that. For his weapon, he's in another quad. You kind of see the theme here, guys. This is some crazy stuff. And then this piece was kind of, the HP helped, though. We needed the HP again. We were hunting for a little bit extra HP. If you want to set a line there, he's at 28K. That feels about the minimum. Maybe you could get away with 27.5. He's in a maxed out Sharpshooter's crest. We went for extra HP again. Just really was feeling necessary. Let's keep going. We got Sargok now. I guess we'll start with the artifact. Spirit Siphon, good rolls. Very nice extra attack bonus. you really get the picture now. We've got a quad, very good quad. And here we've got a more reasonable but still extremely strong flat attack quad. We got this Virna piece, very, very nice. We got a nice arrogance, a little bit of flat HP helps, but we didn't really need it. And then a slightly mediocre star piercer, but we did want a little bit extra rage regen, so this brought us up from 0 to 18.5% from gear. We also, of course, get the Pantheon bonus. That's going to be Sargok. Let's see who else we missed. So we covered all these guys, all of our piercers. Let's go to Elwyn. This is probably the least important build. Just make sure she's in Invig or Wings of Grace, and she has some tankiness. But I mean, whatever, this is 40k, 45k, complete overkill. You could even have her as the morale unit if you can get enough DPS otherwise on your Kai, maybe your Nyx if that's who you use. I'd really recommend Kai. I'll just click through the pieces quickly. This level of tankiness, this is from other content we use her in. And then a Golden Scarab. Again, didn't really need it. This is probably the unit that needs to be the least built, or the easiest requirement. Now here's Aelin. I do recommend the Ty's Balm. A lot of your units are going to be under 40% health during this fight, so that increased healing multiplier is pretty huge. Extra tankiness, bit of overkill, extra attack. We actually didn't really need it. We even went broken set here. I don't even, this wasn't on purpose. I'm not even realizing that until now. Pretty fast though, attack's good, tankiness is good. I'd say over 25k HP, you're really not going to sweat. She just needs to be able to take one hit without being on the risk of death. Remember, they apply a damage over time effect after on that Ascend 2 ability as well. But yeah, you want some speed. You want some heal effect. We're at 83. It's fine. But all in all, it's a pretty normal build. And I actually did kind of blow it. Invig would have made this better for sure. Let's wrap up now. Erlong Shen, the man of the hour. I showed you the exclusive. Very nice. And then for the gear, similar kind of stuff. Star Piercer, we went for Rage Regen. I actually think, after having done this, I don't know if we needed any extra Rage Regen. I put 42.5% on him, but that A1 brings so much extra boost because people are dying in his range at all times. It couldn't hurt to use it. Yeah, I think we didn't need it. But maybe with a really high Rage Regen build, like 80%, 70%, maybe you could get away without the A1. I'll have to try that out. Great hats at Bengal. Very nice extra rage regen on the amulet. And then I showed you the Star Piercer ring. Very good Yovar quad. Very, very nice. And then a very proper quad here from Calypso. It just takes a lot, but we did get it done. Finally, we got Dallin. She just needs to be tanky and have her in a morale set. You should have someone in a morale set, and she's the best candidate. She's really just there for the cost. You can see we have the Lucky Legacy, though unfortunately it never triggered. So we could have easily had her in like a key or something. Would have been fine. And then there you go. So TLDR, Erlong Shen is amazing. Also TLDR, you can beat 324 without Lady Alex, but you need tremendous gear. So I think we have got the start of something here that can lead to more accessible universal clears for endgame accounts that don't have Lady Alex that hopefully require a little less. But for now, at least we've got the proof of concept. Again, an enormous thank you to Behemoth, to Chris. I mean, this was his baby entirely. And I know he's excited to watch this video. So there you go. Cannot believe we got this done. First ever clear, 324, featuring Erlong Shen and no Lady Alex. There you go, guys. If you enjoy this and you made it to the end, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. Check out my link to Chris's showcases in the description, the top pinned comment. I've been Fastidious. Share with your mother, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.
Fastidious.